And I liked the guy, and I wanted to see him do well, and he was struggling, and I didn't want to, lay him off, affect his family, and have him start all over. But I should have. I kind of let my soft side, win, and that screwed me, because that was 4 or 5 inspections that jacked the safety score up. So then we got audited, and when Progressive dropped us, okay, again, because of the safety score going too high, which is perfectly fine. That was I saw that coming, right? And I thought, okay, well, we're just gonna get insurance. And most of these trucks are hot shots at the point that I'm on. I think I had 3 RGNs, and we ended up finding another insurance company, right? Everything that we got quoted, though, was extremely expensive. So I went to a guy that I knew that was a consultant of mine that had got with an insurance company. He's like, yo, call these guys, right? They're Indian dudes. They're going to help you out. And I got with them, and it's going to work out, right? So I buy into their insurance because it's cheap, right? And I did not know that they were going to put me in a risk retention group, okay? When you're in a risk retention group, it's not A-rated paper, right? Your cargo's A-rated, but your insurance is not, okay? In some cases, sometimes they'll do A-rated cargo, which means that you have good cargo insurance, but you have bad liability insurance, or don't have liability insurance. It's like a risk retention group is something other than insurance. It's different, right? When you do that, and you go conditional on the safety rating, which happened shortly after, we hadn't went conditional yet, we went into this situation with the safety score being really high, and nobody would give us insurance. Nobody. Progressive, they dropped us. Canal, no, RLI, no. Mojave, no. Everybody said no, right? Because our safety score was too high, and our mixed fleet. We had hot shots with trucks, right? Big trucks. So we ended up getting one option that was really expensive. It was like $2,200 a month, $2,500 a month per truck, which, I mean, I had been paying, even though that seems normal to some people, I paid that back in the beginning days in 2015, 2016, 2017. I'm not going to pay that going into this far of the year. And I'd gotten down to where some of my trucks were $800 a month, $600 a month. I had some guys paying $600 a month that had been with me a long time. My DOT was open that long. So, we get with this company, not knowing what a risk retention group is, not knowing how that operates. I buy it, spend all of our money that for down payments on all these trucks. Now we're down and double down to, like less than 10 trucks. And some of the guys had to put up down payments in order to pay that, because I couldn't front it. So they had to pay $3,000 a piece, whatever. So we get the risk retention group, we get it implemented, but the old filings from Progressive were still in place. And we go about 2-3 weeks running, thinking everything's good. Well, then the filings finally get changed, which is weird that it took that long. But Progressive finally pulled theirs, and the risk retention group put theirs up. And now we call to get loads. Not a single broker will work with us. Not one. Not one broker will work with us. We called all my guys, self-dispatch. I'm dispatching myself. Can't get any loads. It was like, I don't remember where I was in the country, but all my guys were out. I'm out. It's like turning off the faucet. Turn the light switch off. Click. So I'm like, hey guys, we're screwed. So we all dead head home. And I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do? So I called my old insurance guy back, and he's like, dude, I told you. I feel bad, but I told you. And you're screwed. There's nothing you can do. But you gotta pay all those down payments again to this company, and we're broke at this point, right? Damn near broke. So we end up getting, one of my guys sold his motorcycle. I felt bad about that. Another guy sold something. Another guy borrowed money, whatever. I got my money together for my 2 trucks. And a couple other guys, they figured it out, and they got their deposit back together. And I felt terrible because, we paid that money to the insurance company, and it was completely a waste of money, waste of time. So if you ever go into a risk retention group, or if you ever go conditional, just close your business and start over. Do something else, because you're screwed. There's nothing you can do. It's going to cause you turmoil, and you're screwed. In this time frame where we're also getting audited again, not a new entry audit, but an actual audit because of the hours of service violations that I let guys get, right? So we get this new insurance through CoverWell. They're effing terrible also. Can't ever reach them. Can't add trucks. Can't remove trucks. Can't get anybody on the phone. Nobody will answer phones ever. We called every customer service agent, everything you can think of. We called. Can't reach these people. They're terrible, right? And in fact, in some cases, brokers won't work with them won't work with you because of how bad they are, right? And they have a bad reputation in the industry as being like your last resource for staying alive, and your safety score is bad, right? So I have been told most of the time, if you get an audit like that and you know you have compliance issues, just don't do the audit, close the company, and be done with it. But for sake of me wanting to learn through it, and my pride, like, I can beat this, you know, I can overcome this. I know what to do to fix it. I know how to correct it. We'll data queue some stuff. I'll get my DOT guy on it, and we'll, you know, implement this. We'll implement that, and we'll get the guys to stop doing that. I'll fire the one guy. We'll get everything back on order, right? No big deal. Well, I go do the audit. Guy was super nice, but he was like, bro, you got too many hours of service violations. It was all because we're trying to survive the Biden economics, and I just felt bad for the guys, and things were hard as they are. Fired him. Going back now, because I didn't play around with that under Moneypenny. I didn't joke. If a guy did that, you're terminated, right? So again, I'm still trying to grow, double down, and, you know, get it back on track, fix the safety score. And he goes, you're going to go conditional. He said, but here's the thing. If you file a corrective action plan, and I'll show you how to do it and where to do it, you're going to have 90 days. Okay. If you do it when we leave this office today, tomorrow, before the end of the week, by the time the conditional status hits your safety rating on the internet, on the FMCSA website, your corrective action plan will have landed also. Upload your logs. Don't mess around anymore. Take it serious for the next 90 days. Upload your logs every week, which we did. We did that, okay? And it didn't update. He's like, if it does, you go conditional, it'll be a few days, maybe. He said I deal with this all the time. So we did everything he said to do. We went conditional. No brokers will work with you. From the time you go conditional, you cannot get loads anymore, right? Turn the switch off again. There was nothing we could do. At that point, that was my last resource. Right? And I did it for as long as I could. I held on for as long as I could. Now, mind you, we're going into election season. We're going into holidays, into, you know, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and you're down a week, 2 weeks, New Year's, Inauguration Day, Martin Luther King Day, all these holidays, dead weeks, dead weeks, dead weeks, dead weeks, dead weeks. Nobody's working. Nobody's making any money, right? Not even to cover costs. So we were basically screwed. It was destined to be over from that point, based on the insurance company, based on the FMCSA and their hours of service ratings and their conditional safety rating. And I've had clients that went conditional. I helped them out of it. I've had clients that went conditional, closed their business, did something else. I've had clients that, you know, was able to survive it. I wasn't. And not even, you know, upset about it. It doesn't hurt my dignity none, man, because if this can happen to me, it can happen to anybody in this game. And you got to realize there's so many downs, and I made it in a good market, a bad market. I survived Biden, and you know, overall we didn't even really do terrible under Biden. I just had these other stupid things happen to me. As far as freight rates in the beginning of the Biden stuff, we were still just fine. I was making good money hauling RGN stuff.